Alright, hi, this is a jet engine I've made. I kind of use the SolidWorks tutorial. There's no hydraulic fuel lines on it. This is as far as the tutorial goes. But I am working on one in paper product that I'm going to produce in SolidWorks. I just want to see if I could do it real quick. So I took a crash course in Avionics and I read the subcourse Army Aircraft Gas Turbine Engines and Army Institute Professional Development. This is a 500-page book. I also read about foreign technology combustion chambers gas turbine engines, which will probably produce me another drawing. This one was basically AutoCAD, and I also read a technical manual illustrated on the Model T53L1L, L1, 1A, and 1B aircraft engines. Yeah. And so I started on this mid-April, and it's now Tuesday, May 6th, so it's been about 3 weeks. I finished 3 books. I looked at a SolidWorks tutorial, and we'll take a look at the drawing here itself. Okay, this is see-through, sort of see-through. You can see over here in the back, this is the combustion changer, compressor intake, compressor, combustion exhaust. So, take a nice look at this. Let's change it to that. We'll change the appearance to, let's close this, appearance to a home. Well, back to appearance. Scenes, we'll give it a metal color. Or I tried, I'm not very good at that. So here is the combustion chamber, and we'll cut it in half. It wasn't really hard to draw compared to a diesel engine. This only took about an hour. And then, so we have the guts. We have holes in the combustion chamber from different setup layers, so you can see the holes. And the stators switch places, and then there's a ring on two of these back ones, a compressor, and an intake suppressor valve, and now we'll pull through it. So this is what it looks like. Really simple jet engine, no mechanical, just the stators in the casing. We can probably go this way with it too. So we're at the back. We go through, we hit a compressor in the back, and then we can try it from the front or the top. So, this is the motor I've generated in 3 weeks. I kind of got a little bit of it. Like I said, I've read aircraft engines T53L1L and 1B. A book on a small 270 pages on combustion chambers and aviation aircraft, Army aircraft gas turbines. And now I'm going to take a look at some of my other artwork. So we have compressor blades and flanges, hydraulic lines. These are all my old videos, like a 4-barrel 4-float carburetor, air intake manifold, missing link train, hopper, another hopper, burner muffler, battery draft gear. These are some of the recent ones. It should have been, it's not in that one, it's not ratchet, Maybe it's under compressor blades. Nope. Engine JPEGs. Basically, I did the intake compressor, and that's basically in most of the sketch right there. And I took a couple cutaway views. So I don't know if this would probably be kind of like a turboprop shaft or something like that. I might produce one of these engines or something similar to these in the future. There's a 4-barrel 4-float carburetor. Jet assembly done. My first engine, okay. So I've come up with a Venturi port system, side holes. You can see the side holes right here. And then there'll probably be fuel mounted on the top, a cone, Final Fantasy jet I was working on. These are my Dragon Ball arrangements. The Dragon Ball arrangement, and then a torso coil, then magnetos, and then there's some of the fan blade action. I came up with a manifold ring. So this is actually has ports. These control with a ball valve and the ports. So manifold ring to spray the gas inside. And then we're still on fantasy designs. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. Okay, anti-icing. So the triple valve, I did some drawings. I printed them out. They're going to help me out with my production and my production drawing. We got a bypass valve filter. Another one, if you look at the previews, here's a generic fuel filter. There's a metering to the fuel filter. And another one, gas reducer. I didn't do very good at that one. And then some different ones. This one's hydraulically done. I call it Russian squares. I did a couple like that. For instance, this one's blocks instead of circles. So I call it the Russian squares. If you remember Windows 3.1. Some more valves. I got like 5 more valves to go, and then there's to the linkage of the controls, and we can look at the controls real quick if you want to. So we have a flight stick over here, four-way pad in construction. And the four-way joysticks work with one hydraulic to the left, one hydraulic to the bottom. And then the throttle would work on capacitors or whatnot. And then we did manifold engine. We can look at the Dragon Balls real quick. You can see the balls go in the settings like so. And then they set in the plate, and then they're given a crown. Some of the balls, so this ball has a gap in the top and small holes out the back. May have 1 or 2 ball bearings, kind of like a Circle Cat toy, a bottom filled with water, and then half sides with water. So it's never really stable. It keeps on going. Came up with several sizes to that, several different designs. Then we get into the Magneto, Dragon Ball Z's. I don't know, I call it Dragon Ball Z. And this one shows it's tapered or lofted. And then more Dragon Balls. And I had some other ones, but okay. Jet Picture Dragon Balls, first engine, flight sticks, manifold, splint drywall. Let's see. Dragon Ball, okay, cone. So that's a quick look at the section view of my first. So this is I'm gonna make my own jet engine. This is my own model, but it's practically almost a tutorial model that I watched. Took me like an hour to produce. Maybe the fans ran about 20 to 30 minutes a piece, and then there was nothing but a revolve shroud. Okay, and I showed the hydraulic lines. So what I'm going to do is have a 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then I got to do some ignitions, like the manifold ring might fit in somewhere behind the intake to the combustion chamber, and then I'll strategically place 9, 11, 9, 12, and 3 o'clock, and then I'll post them. I'll insert them into the assembly, and then edit feature, and then make mounting pads for them. So this is Adam's first look at engine aeronautics, and we read a couple books. So that was 19 credits, but I didn't write this one by hand, but I read it. I'll be posting the videos soon, as soon as I get them uploaded and get a chance. Thank you.